volleyball coach at BYU. We are underway on ESPN+. High for Callahan, off hands, 1-0 BYU. Sophia Callahan, the junior from Encinitas, California. 6 kills, hit .429 in the last match against Western Michigan.
And Kenzie talked a little bit about this BYU offense, a very physical team. So for Weber State, it's very important for them to really side out well. Their serve and pass game has got to be really on point.
And Abiliter on the serve, Knighting on serve receive. First swing for Moore, off the block / tape. Reset by BYU for Callahan, and then she is stuffed by Rose Moore, the junior from Lehigh, Utah, and Skyridge High School.
Get a good look at that block again. Rose Moore there on the right side has just been such a dynamic player. They move her around, right? You could see sometimes she blocks on the right, on the left, depending on where they want to go.
Into the net on the serve from Ashley Knighting, whose sister Heather was an All-American, all-timer here at BYU. You were on the plane.
That's right.
Heather coming here.
Heather,
there she is. With their baby boy. Congratulations to the Knightings. Lulu Uluave, sophomore defensive specialist, libero for BYU on the serve. Off the net a bit for Ray. Little Chambers gets the kill. Heather Knighting, what a career at BYU. The 2018 ABCA Freshman of the Year. BYU went to the Final Four that year. Went on a mission, came back, spectacular career. Watching her sister tonight for Weber State as Uluave goes into that. So many connections from the Weber State side with BYU. We'll highlight those throughout the match. Knighting, the senior from Pleasant Grove. You see a lot of Utah County products taking on BYU back in the county tonight. 3-2 Cougars, Kemavor gets it to go. Brielle Kemavor, the junior from Bristow, Virginia, first team all Big 12 last year.
And BYU is just continuing to really try to work that setter-middle relationship, find that rhythm, especially as they head into conference. They want every offensive weapon they have firing at all cylinders.
Julie Davis into the net, the 12 preseason player of the year, showing why last week, especially when BYU got its first, let's be honest, real test, taking on USC. It was at LMU, so across town, neutral site for SC, but semi-away, and BYU won in 3. That was impressive.
They did in 3, but talking to Coach Olmstead, she said it was really impressive. Those were tight games, and she was really impressed with how her team responded. 2
due sets. So not all sweeps graded equal, but a nice result for BYU to validate what they have done so far. Being 9-0, have played 6 home matches as Brielle Kemavor gets a second kill. But that win kind of told the country, like, oh, look at BYU. That was a nice win. Barbetto, the Washington State transfer, nearly gets the ace. Ray flying in, looking for hands, did not get it. And BYU takes a 6-3 lead. Right now the passing needs to be a little more crisp for Weber State and serve receive.
Well, and it's really tough. Obviously, everyone that comes into this gym knows that BYU, a very tough serving team, especially at home.
Right into the block of Hoiberg, who came into the Central Michigan match at the very end and got a block to win the match. Her first career block. That was quite a moment for her.
That was really impressive. And you can't draw it up better. I almost want to just tap out at that point.
That ball nearly went over the net. Kind of rattled between her 2 arms. She got the block. There's Ray looking for hands. Not there. Kaylee Ray, the senior from Chandler, Arizona. Spent the last 3 years at Utah State playing for Rob Nielsen.
And she's been a great addition to this team. Just a big, heavy arm there on the outside. It's a ton of kills, carries a big load.
4-0 run for BYU here in set 1. Barbetto. Trying to get Ray going. She'll tip. Uluave there. High for Bauer, who will send it over. Alex Bauer has been more aggressive recently, hitting .265. 6 kills on 11 swings in the last 2 matches. No errors. 9-3. Another tough pass. 3 ball over by Moore. Little Chambers makes it 10-3.
And as BYU just continues to dominate behind the service line, it puts Weber State on the defensive. They can't put together a tough enough swing back, which allows BYU to run a very easy transition offense.
Barbetto from the line. Free ball for Moore. Little Chambers is blocked. Nice one by Brielle Rickert, the junior from Orem, Utah, and nearby Timpview High School. As we check in with Ken.
Said Pratt stepping in with a really big block.
It's fun to see Morgan and Marley Pratt. So the setter and the libero are twins. And their mom, Doris, played at Arizona State. She's coached at Utah Tech. She's coaches the club in South Utah County, where she coaches like 5 minutes from my house. My daughter might join the club in the fall. We'll see, Amy. She knows ball. And then Trent, their dad, is the BYU baseball coach. That is a family who loves sports. Tipped by Knighting. Little Chambers dug up by Marley Pratt to her sister. Still alive. What a save. BYU in transition. Hoiberg again, and she nets. Point Weber State. So all that hustle defensively yields the point.
And just getting a little bit scrappy. Obviously, BYU coming out in control, but as Weber State, you can look at this defensive effort. Credible pancake, keeping that play alive, expanding the rally, and then forcing BYU to make an error.
It is so juicy when that ball is right on the tape. Set over, bumped over by Davis. Off the block of Little Chambers. And in for the stuff. BYU's second block of the match, 12-6 Cougars.
And again, the block kind of saving the day for both these teams as the offense just kind of not really finding their groove and rhythm.
There was a seam there for Knighting. As Little Chambers, the Big 12 preseason player of the year, lines up the serve, and that one is an ace. Player Little Chambers with her 10th of the season.
And again, so much float and power. Little Chambers, such a strong player on her serve. It's really tough to handle.
Ace man lays down the first. That one into the net. BYU with 3 service errors.
And probably more than they'd like, obviously. Weber State at 7 points. A lot of those have been errors from BYU. They're not making
every single point. Yep.
Right.
Service and hitting. 0 kills on 11 swings right now for Weber State. Callahan dug up by Tupea. Little Chambers digs up Knighting. Callahan off the block of Knighting. 14-7, BYU up by a touchdown.
Callahan, that set not quite getting all the way outside. You see how she really works her shoulder to use those outside hands and get that tool.
Just Hannah Billiter again, led BYU in aces with 42 a year ago. And boom goes the dynamite. Sane Munyer gets the first kill of the match for Weber State, the senior from Woods Cross, Utah.
And the 6-foot middle really moves well laterally. You see her kind of floating into those open spots. As they can get the pass going, their balance is really key. Weber State has a lot of different options.
Nodding at Little Chambers. Brielle Kemvor does not get all of it, but it works. She's 3 for 4.
Well, I think that was something, you know, looking at the team and this past weekend, although they hit at a high percentage, they're still trying to work out the kinks in the connection area with all the different players. It's still preseason and just trying to really make sure that offense is rolling how they want.
Kemvor 4th in the Big 12 in hit percentage. And that will go down. Uduabe keeps it BYU, doubling up Weber State. Jeremiah Larson takes the second and final timeout for Weber State, who have had trouble. This is the one chance. You got to do it, man. He did it. That's great. I love it. Blocked by Kemvor. Reset. Ray up and over. Bauer. Davis is blocked. Munyer in the middle. 4 blocks for Weber State. That's the thing they've done best in this set.
Definitely, and Rosemore again there on that right side. She's been involved in so many blocks that you can see Weber State really trying to get her involved. They're scheming, they're moving her in front of who they think will get the ball.
Moore touched it first, then Munyer. That one goes down. Suli Davis to atone for the block there. 17-9 BYU in set number 1. Cougars hitting .222. Weber State 1 kill on 15 swings, 4 errors as Ellie Mortensen comes into the match, coming off a season high, 5 kills, 5 digs, and an ace against Western Michigan. The freshman from Draper. A lot of these players know each other from high school and club. Off the block, and there's Ray getting the 2nd kill for Weber State, her first on 7 swings.
And showcasing that big arm. Got a big block in front of you, just hammer right into it, try to use those hands. For the Wildcats, you know, they have younger setters. We talked about Morgan Pratt, only a sophomore. Really getting going, finding a rhythm offensively for them will be especially important to get that pass up to the net, because you don't want to add the added pressure of trying to run an offense when every ball is out of system and behind that 10-foot line.
If BYU is giving up a point right now, they're getting it back immediately. 91% side-out percentage. 53% for Weber State. Not putting together any runs right now. High for more, and you can see the kind of cannon she can bring. That wasn't super in system. Morgan Pratt bettered the ball, but a nice swing by Rosemore.
So great to hear about Rosemore coming into the gym as a setter, really training in that for the first little bit of her career, and then asking coach, hey, can I hit out there and try it out? And he's like,
sure. Try it.
Yeah.
And then she was awesome. He said she was born to be a hitter, not a setter. Okay, they were double checking the score to make sure they had the right one. Here's Tupea from South Jordan. On the net, still alive somehow. Tupea out of the back row. She's 5'8", but she can fly. Deep corner for Claire Little Chambers. 3 kills for BYU to make it 19-11.
Challenge for BYU right now is to keep executing at the level they'd like to, right? To just continue to put pressure on despite what the score says, finish strong and stay consistent.
Knighting right at Rickert. Callahan there. Little Chambers, easy dig for Knighting. Morgan Pratt, timing was off with Rosemore. Callahan flies in, Knighting with the block. High and inside for Little Chambers. Neither team connecting where they want with the hitter. That time Moore did. Comes back to her. Bumped over Hoiberg. Knighting was in her approach, out of bounds, and dug that. Little Chambers has had enough.
Longest. But you can see when Weber State gets in system how quick their offense is, right? They can really attack those seams if they can get the ball.
BYU was nearly out of rotation there. Alex Bauer ran over to Claire Little Chambers, said, I'm actually serving. You are front right. And then into the net. So BYU uncharacteristically 4 times into the net. And they're not the heaters on those.
Right.
Those are balls you got to get over.
Well, and I think really missing in the net, it prevents the opposing team from even making a decision.
Maggie Larson, junior from Nibley, Utah. Callahan, higher, and Weber State netted. 21-12. BYU has not had to be spectacular in this first set. They have 11 kills. If they only had kills, they'd be down 1. But Weber State having a hard time offensively. 3 kills on 23 swings, hitting -0.87 right now. Still trying to dial in the passing from this good BYU serving team. Knighting, just a little off on that connection. It all starts with a pass, like we've talked about, and then you give Morgan Pratt a chance to give you a good ball.
Right, and especially when you got a big double block in front of you, that's tough as a hitter. Try to find an opening.
Knighting inside of the block. Let's see if that gets her going. That's her first kill on 7 swings for the senior from PG.
And she's a player that's just really found her confidence there on the outside. She's a great passer for this team as well.
Tupea keeps it alive. Morgan Pratt, free ball from Niding. Callahan off of Niding. Moore, and then BYU into the net. We had 3 or 4 net violations in this first set. Both teams getting after it defensively.
See a lot of good defensive moves, trying to get in that spot, popping that up and pursuing the ball.
Davis. Blocked by Horberg. Free ball coming over from Marley Pratt. Bauer one-handed. Weber State into the net.
And that's unfortunate, right? That those unforced errors where BYU, that was a free ball and they didn't handle it. They weren't in system. That was an opportunity for Weber State to really come out and try to take advantage of that.
Will that make the difference in this set? Probably not. But it's a simple play that you're trying to avoid. There's Boda. High on the right side for Niding, heating up. 2 kills now. Make it 23-15.
Well, and I know we talk about this a lot. Yes, the score, BYU in great position here, but if you're Weber State, you're just trying to remember successes that you found. What worked? Hey, we tooled the block over here. We got in good position here that they can take into set 2.
Biggest crowd they played in front of, Weber State, and first ranked opponent of the season. Julie Davis rises up. The freshman. Set point, 24-15. That one straight down the toilet. Negative 0-3-4. You can pass better and get it back in this game. If you're BYU, you're like more of the same. Here we go, set 2. Munyer. BYU scrambles, and Weber State produced the first point.
And that, you talked about the adjustments made. They need to get after it behind the service line. BYU siding out at nearly 90% in that first set. So that means as a serving team, you want to just attack, get them out of system.
Weber State's top 25 in aces percent in the country, 2.1. They need to use that weapon. And there it is. The first ace of the match for Weber State, and 2 out of the gate. Ashley Niding. Kemavor hangs. That goes outside the antenna. Good touch there by Morgan Pratt.
And BYU still just talking about that connection, that middle setter connection, so much discussion. You also see the passers. So much of volleyball is talking about things, making those little adjustments because it just comes down to centimeters.
Free ball from Ray. Bauer. Suli Davis flies in. Third kill for Suli to go with 5 digs in the first set.
You can see the opening in the block. Terrific set with a lot of pace, leaving a big seam. Davis can take advantage of that fast with that quick arm.
Davis can thank Kemavor for the big seam. Attention drawn from Munyer. The twins connect. Left-handed offering is blocked by Kemavor.
And that's a good example of Kemavor's reach, right? She's a really tall player at 6'5". Watch how she can look and then drop her hands really far into the cross court as she reads just where her hitter is going.
Moore through the block. Do you think the Pratts, because they're so connected, not only as twins, but one passes to the other, you think there's conversation like Morgan go, hey, I need to hear. Let's go.
Yeah. Well, and I think we talked to Coach Larson and someone said, how do you tell them apart? He's like, they wear different jerseys. That's the only way.
What a dumb question, Jerome. He didn't say that, but I felt like, oh yeah, you're right. But if they're just, you know, coming from class or whatever, he said, I've known them for so long, it's easy for me to tell. Now, BYU had some twins on the football team years ago, the Juergens. One is Mitch, one is Garrett. Mitch had a mole. the M. That's the only way I can tell them apart. Moore with another one, ties it up at 4. And now Weber State feels different. They feel like they've settled in just a touch to start set 2 compared to the first set.
And I think if you're Rose Moore, you're saying, hey, I'm hitting 500, right? 4 kills. She's found a way to be successful, doesn't need to be intimidated by this BYU block. She can get up and attack it.
Here's Moore, 20 kills against UC Irvine, 18 against Iowa. Into the net. Her uncle Darius played for BYU in the late 90s, early 2000s, so another connection to the program here. Moore can touch 10-7. High flyer. And what's wild is she hits the D-ball. It's not like she's super new and like, hey, we'll just say you basics. No, no, no. She's hitting back row. She can do it all. Ray gets the kill. Second kill on 9 swings, getting her master's degree at Weber State. And what a coaching experience she has had in terms of getting coached by Rob Nielsen and now Jeremiah Larson. That is awesome. 2 good ones in the state.
And Coach Larson said she's just been such a fantastic addition to this program.
There's Tupea. Little Chambers upped by Tupea. Bauer. Little Chambers. Marley with the dig. Off the hands for Knighting. She's got 3. 6-5 Weber State.
Well, and this is why volleyball's so great, right? That first set means nothing. It's a completely different team from Weber State that showed up and is on the floor. They're playing with confidence. They're digging balls. They're serving tough. And they're in the lead.
Diving pass by Davis. Down the line and handled by Moore. Knighting. Look at the digs for these 2 teams. Bauer flying. Bodies everywhere. Moore is going to be set over. Bauer puts it away. These are hard-earned points.
And you watch Rose Moore dig this ball. This is a scoop. If you can look as nonchalant as possible, that is a success. It's one thing to get the dig, but when it's kind of like, oh, was that hard?
I thought I heard her say, what?
Yeah.
There's Alex Bauer. Second-year starter for BYU. 7 straight years of a Bauer at setter with her sister Whitney, who's now working at Utah. Little Chambers through the block. 5 kills for Claire, who married Gavin Chambers on the BYU men's volleyball team. So now Gavin, his brother-in-law, is with his teammate Ian on the men's team. So that's fun. If they weren't close, they're about to be. Rickert is blocked by Little Chambers. 5th block for the Cougars tonight.
For BYU, just wanting to get a little space, make some defensive stops like this one right here, and then get back behind the service line and be aggressive.
Rickert. Barbeto tight for Callahan, looking for hands, got it.
It's a tough one. You could see it going tight. That's always hard for a hitter, obviously, but Callahan making a great choice to just attack the top of the hands.
9-6 BYU, 4-0 run. BYU 6 for 10, no errors in this set. Rickert dug up by Barbeto. Look at Tupea, she is all over the place. Callahan, Marley Pratt to Morgan. Knighting dug by Davis. Little Chambers out. Oh, pointed to BYU. Touch called at the net.
As we look at these defensive plays, you can see the difference in both of these first sets. When the first one, a lot of the points were not earned. They were giveaways, they were unforced errors. The second set, very different. Both of these teams forcing each other to play well and earn these points.
In the first set, we had 1 tie, no lead changes, all BYU domination. In this set, 5 ties, 3 lead changes already. Much more back and forth, 10-7. Brielle Rickert, the junior from Orem, All-American in high school, state champ 5A in 2020.
She's coming off a ACL tear that had her out the entire season last year.
Tupea thought that was a carry. She was very demonstrative there. Typically, refs don't like that. They'll give you a yellow for that kind of demonstration. Tape tickler. Free ball for Moore. Davis with a laser, but out as we check in with Kenzie Daly.
Yeah, Jerem, obviously we've seen Rosemore in the back row majority of the last few points, but if I'm Morgan Pratt and my pass can get in system, I'm getting the ball to Rosemore wherever she is on the court, whether that's back row, front row, coming down the middle, wherever I can find her, I'm getting her that ball because she's one of the only players right now that's hitting high in the positives.
Yeah, 4 for 8. No errors as Callahan penetrates the block there. Everyone else is 200 or below. To your point, Kenzie, 12-8. And that's spoken like a true ops. Just give me the ball.
To the opposite. Yep.
I will carry us. Here's Billiter, a senior from McKinney, Texas. Look at Munier fly in there.
And that, you love that approach from her, right? She's not gonna approach in the spot she hits. She floats in there. So you could see how Kemavora was trying to line up on her, but as she moves into those seams and finds that daylight, she can really attack.
Munier married Ammon Munier, plays football for Weber State. Shout out to BYU defensive coordinator Jay Hill, who is a longtime excellent coach at Weber State. Came down to BYU. He has been incredible. That defense playing so good. They've given up 3 points in 2 games. That leads the country. No touchdowns allowed. Big game at East Carolina coming up Saturday. 13-9, set 2. BYU on the first set by 10. Marley to Morgan. High for Moore. And that's a kill. Kenzie knows. Find more any way you can. 13-10.
Yeah. Doesn't even need to be pretty or in system.
Nope.
You see she uses, obviously she jumps high, we talked about that, but her contact is really high. So she can attack those high hands, go over, find some seams in the court.
If any position could transition to hitter, I feel like setter of just like, I have ball skills. As that one's crushed down the line by Suli Davis. 4th kill for the freshman. The elevation.
That's a tough one to turn line. It was almost going past her body, not in great position, but if you've watched Davis for any sort of weekend, you know she can find a line shot with anything.
She is going to be a good one. Nice job by Rickert out of the middle. Middle's getting established right now. First kill for Brielle in front of the family who lives nearby, 14-11.
When we talked to Coach Larson, he said our balance is really our strength. So every single player on the court, if they can get involved, that's going to split that defense, and that block for BYU really challenge them.
Look at Knighting diving to keep it alive. Ray tries to hit it. Blocked over. Weber State with a chance to cut it to 2. Davis at the last second creates the joust. Pratt out of the back row. To Knighting, dug up by Uluave. There's Davis's chance, and she goes into the net. Just the 3rd error on 21 swings for BYU in this set.
And if you're Weber State, you're just saying extend the rally. Keep it going. Just make these defensive plays. Try to slow down the swings from the BYU offense, and good things happen.
More at the freshman. Davis, ace. Cuts it to 1. Rosemore's 12th ace of the season. Suli Davis has a team-high 158 receptions coming in. Teams target her.
For sure. Anytime you've got a freshman in the passing lanes, you don't even need to see stats. You just try to challenge them.
Knighting with the dig. Off the block for Ray, and we are tied at 14.
Weber State looking to be the first team to 15. Ray, hang time on that swing.
We'll take immediate timeout after this one. Bauer Timing a little off, Marley to Morgan Pratt, her twin sister. More through the block. Little Chambers connects, and the Cougars take the lead. 15-14. A much different second set between these two. We'll see you in 9 days. A ball came onto the court on accident. I think a young fan got excited. Jeremiah Larson just chucked that ball into the crowd. Hopefully that little kid still has another one. My ball! Jeremiah threw that with some gusto. Pratt high, tipped by Ray. Little Chambers. Here's Moore off the net. Hoiberg tips to the spot. Marley Pratt covered it. Back over to Ray. Leans back. Does not get hands. Point BYU. 16-14.
And BYU getting these points and getting the side outs despite being a little bit out of sorts. You know, nothing really is flowing well for the Cougars.
Namia lead tonight for BYU in the middle. Abby Hoiberg, speaking of, loses the joust. Morgan Pratt gets the point. It does not matter that she's 5'7".
No.
It's,
you don't joust.
I live here. This is my area.
Well, she's going to turn and then press last. And more often than not, as a middle, you end up on your booty.
You speak from experience, I said. No one goes long. 17-15 BYU. Tupea is an interesting player because she's 5'8", senior, South Jordan, Utah. She can play outside. They got some nice experience and skilled outside, so she's right there. And then if they ever needed her to play libero, if Marley Pratt couldn't, they said Tupea probably could. She's a very good passer. Because Hoiberg got a touch, but point more out of system. Cuts it to 1, 17-16. It's nice to have a utility player of sorts in that one.
I think so, and Coach Larson just said she is really good. We can put her wherever. We get a good look at this one, and again, just Rose Moore carrying this team and this offense.
Maggie Larson back to serve. Front row, Stacia Barker in as a bigger blocking sub right now. The other middle blocker. She's playing on the right side. That one hits the Terraflex, 18-16.
And again, BYU getting kills again, but not exactly how they want, but finding a way, and that's kind of what you do as you work your way through.
Callahan, 5 kills, second most for BYU. Ace for Claire Little Chambers. She's got 2 in the match, 3 for BYU at the end of set 2. Chambers at Tupea. Munyer set her out. Callahan off the block and out. Nice pass from Barbetta.
Sophia Callahan with her 6th kill. BYU really trying to balance both antenna, attacking both sides of the court, and Callahan making good decisions. She's really mixing it up a bit.
We're up 4 with 5 to go. Morgan Pratt. Callahan through the changeup. Knighting through the block. Ashley Knighting with 5 kills now to tie a team high.
Good defense. Barbaro to keep that play alive. Another transition opportunity though when Weber State gets that point.
Morgan Pratt. Sulie Davis is eaten up by Munyer. It's a tempo set. You got to be there, and Munyer reacted quickly.
Rose Moore as well just dove into that angle, took it away from Davis.
Time. All right, here's Morgan Pratt, the sophomore from Mapleton. Her dad played baseball at Arizona State and then in the Phillies organization in the minors. Mom played for the Sun Devils volleyball team as Callahan creases the block, 21-18.
BYU doing a little bit of a combination play. You saw the double, the back quick, and then a quicker one to Sophia Callahan, trying to get a little opening A little sunlight for her to hit into.
That's when you draw up in the huddle, I assume, out of the timeout.
Exactly.
Munyer! Morgan Pratt helping her stay up. She's coming in with so much pace. 4 for 9.
We love to see any hitter turn to their setter. Great set, good job. Munyer moving, hitting both ways, cross court.
21-19, important time here. Kemavor. More off of Davis, and then
I think I would challenge this.
yeah, I think this hit more on the way down. So it's point Weber State right now.
It's tricky. I would just challenge this because I don't know what happened.
I thought it hit more and then it went down. Yes, absolutely. Oh, off of Davis after that.
But it hit the antenna off of Davis, I think.
Yeah,
so that was
it would end it there. Yeah, great point. 21-20. Oh, Knighting had it. Callahan with her 8th to lead the match. That's a tough one when you have it in your hands and it just skips off.
Well, and you look at where we are in this set, game to 5. Every single point when you get in the red zone matters so much. That was a big point.
Oh, we're calling the 20s the red zone? Is that a thing we're doing?
Sure, maybe.
I fully embrace that. I love it. Munyer, just a touch off on that connection. Davis wound up so hard. Free ball from Ray. Bauer, Kemavor, both teams playing scrappy defense. Knighting out of the back row off the double. 22-21. 6th kill for Ashley Knighting, who really struggled to start this match. She is heating up.
Well, and I think also Morgan Pratt in the setting position heating up as well, getting more comfortable, willing to do a lot of different things, moving around.
Dump by Bauer, who is 4 for 5 in this match. Whitney must have said something. Obviously, the coaching staff can talk to her whenever they want, but Whitney was so aggressive.
Very much. And
on the year. 23-21, set 2. Targets Ray. He gets it back. And BYU into the net. It was a kill either way. 1-point set. That was a thunderous strike from Ray.
It is. You look at her swing and think, hey, I want to see more of that, right? She's got such a live arm, and she can just get up and hammer.
4 kills on 15 swings for Ray. Here's Rose Moore. Crowd making some noise. Davis mishandles. High for Little Chambers. Stuffed by Weber State with Rickert. We are tied at 23. Timeout Cougars. It'll be this year.
How do you watch?
23s. Tough pass. Oh, it went over from Barbetto. This is to get to set point. Ray! Diggable from Little Chambers. Free ball from Davis. Moore playing center. Pratt is off the court right now. Kept alive, but outside the antenna. How about that? Rose Moore was the setter on that play. Set point.
That was the most important point BYU has had this entire match. They needed that one, and they were on the defensive the whole time. It started with a great serve. Weber State in great control there.
Little Chambers, 8th kill. Barbetto. Good things happen with Barbetto at the line a lot of times. Ray gets after it to tie it at 24. We're going to extras in this set. And how about this? We're going to have a triple sub to Pea for Ray. Barker coming in for Morgan Pratt as a blocking sub. And then Addison Eastwood will come in as the setter and a passer. The backup setter. Here we go. 24s to Pea. Out. 25-24.
Oh, they're going to stay. Wondered what Weber State would do here in this situation. They're going to stay. Addison Eastwood on the floor. 5'9", freshman setter. In for the first time. How do you like that? There you go.
Let's go. Thrown in there. Set point number 2. To pay out of the back row, dug by Barbetto. This is for the set. Oh, the up by Pratt. Down the line and in. Weber State's answered twice.
You can feel the confidence from every single Weber State player as we look at this defensive effort and then the finish, but just confidence in the swing and in the play in general. Weber State not intimidated.
Ricker goes long. That's 2 service errors on
in a row.
25 plus.
Right,
yeah. Tough.
I mean, and you got to put the pressure on, obviously.
Right. They'll keep this rotation.
First set's so different from the second. What is the third going to look like? What are these 2 teams going to come up with?
That set was unbelievably offensive in this way. 18 kills from Weber State, 17 from BYU. The points were coming via the arms.
At the right time.
Weber State at 349 in the set, BYU 300. Here we go, set 3. Kemavor off hands. 1-0 BYU.
Kemavor very big in set 1, very quiet in set 2 with only 1 kill. They'd like to see her get going again, establish her right off the bat.
Again, no Mia Lee, unavailable tonight. Abby Hoiberg, the M2. Picked by Moore. Out of the back row for Davis. Munyer was up on that and then set by Davis to area 1 because nobody was there. That's a heady play.
When it falls, it is. And you have to put a lot of power on that. It can't be loopy. And you could see how she just used all of that power. It's tough to really shoot a set to that corner.
Barbetto at Knighting. Good pass up to Morgan Pratt. Munyer didn't quite get a hold of it. 3-0 BYU. Weber State right now has got to buckle down if they want that bus to turn off.
Right, quick side out here. Everything, it was a pretty good pass, just missed, so they're still in good position. But to your point, you don't want to go down and have to play from behind the whole time.
And I haven't looked it up, but I would guess BYU's best rotation, scoring rotation, is Barbetto on the line. When she's there, stuff happens. Tough pass, Munyer off the touch of Hoiberg. Here comes Davis. Tupea there. Morgan Pratt cross court for Moore. We've said that a couple of times. It's kind of a disconnect between hitter and setter.
I think Moore was well into her approach on that play. Not realizing that set needed to slow down a little bit because it was off the net. As the pass pushes the setter off the net, you have to slow down the offense just a bit.
Everybody in a hurry these days. Munyer connects perfectly that time, 4-1. That was an important point. I think if BYU had scored there, that's timeout territory of we got to slow this down if we want to get to a set 4, let alone a set 5.
I agree, and you see just that it's tough with the setter middle, especially as she floats into her positions, right? So the setter just kind of leaves it up there and allows Munyer to use that athletic ability.
Munyer hits 529 coming into the match. She's really good. Ray looking for hands. BYU did not cooperate. 5-1.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out if you're Weber State, steady in, we know what to do, right? Get that pass and run, get it to Moore. Just try to move that ball around.
A combo play off the block of Hoiberg for Rose Moore. 7 kills on 17 swings, tied for a team high with Ashley Knighting. The former setter turned opposite. Weber State's lone loss to Utah Tech as Suli Davis gets aced, 5-3 from Marley Pratt. Back at Davis again, good pass this time. Look at Marley Pratt flying across, giving her twin sister Morgan time to set up Ray as the Wildcats connect.
Yeah, look at Weber State, just steady, right? They did go down by quite a bit, but have fought their way back. I think that second set has helped them to not be intimidated one bit by BYU.
3-0 run. Little Chambers on the right side hits it out. We're tied at 5. First hitting error of the set for BYU. Marley Pratt. Callahan. A match high 9 kills now. 5th game that Callahan has gone 8+ kills.
Well, and you look at Callahan, oh, she's hitting on the left. That's not where she's, yes, she is. She's very used to hitting there on the left side. Was an outside hitter before she left on her mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, came back and is now on the right side.
Barbetto from Rickard. 2-step approach for Davis.
Barbaro popping that up in great position, and then Davis, like you said, not much of an approach, has to find a way though, and that's pretty much what an outside hitter has to do. You're never comfortable and you've got to figure it out.
Just in life or like volleyball? Callahan with the stuff. She's had an awesome match tonight. First block for her, 6th for BYU.
Well, and again for BYU, both sides, when both antenna, you can attack, get blocks, you're just spreading the offense and the defense and putting pressure on the opponent.
8-6, set 3. Jerem Jordan, Amy Gant, Kenzie Daly with you. In Provo, Utah, in the Smith Fieldhouse, Elaine Michaelis Court, BYU undefeated, 9-0, ranked number 16, taking on the 8-1 Weber State Wildcats from Ogden, Utah. Callahan right at Moore. Back to Callahan, this time tips, kept alive by Rickard.
3 times.
Wiped off the block by Ray, that's a senior move.
Callahan had to take 3 swings in that rally. And Weber State just hung around, keeping that play going, and then were able to finish it off.
How about Ray catching up to that? Had to pitter-patter her way up to the net. 8-7, Moore. Free ball from Davis. Nice swing. Back over where Barbetto was. They tip over. Little Chambers. Ray. Dug by Weber State. And then Davis is like, okay, let's get this point here because that was a little too long.
Well, and I think BYU just feels more exasperated than anything. Like, that's what it looks like when they land. Okay, you know, nothing really going their way. It's a bit of a slog, and credit Weber State. They're making BYU uncomfortable, just keeping that pressure on. They're slowing down every swing.
Billiter with the dig from Rickard. Rickard again. Kemavor. Davis. Knighting. Bauer with the business decision.
But again, Knighting just using that senior leadership. You can see her finding that confidence there on the back row. She's taking such a big load in the passing lanes, defense, staying so steady. When we talked to Coach Larson about her, he said, you know, she's really grown a lot in that if one aspect of her game is struggling, she can bounce back and find ways to be successful in other areas. That's a veteran move.
Bauer set over. That is the furthest off the net you will ever see a setter set over. That was a good 8 feet.
Well, and I think it's hard because as defensive players, you play ball setter, ball hitter. What you look for. And usually when a setter gets pushed past that 10-foot line, you feel safe enough that you can turn to your hitters and start watching them instead. But Bauer shows you never take her eyes off.
Yeah, not anymore. She's putting that on film. More through the block, Barbetto. Bauer, tight quarters for Davis. 11-8, Suli Davis with 8 kills now. To go with 10 digs, she's going to have a double-double for the second time in 2 more kills. Going from kind of back of the pack to top 10 right now.
Right, you survived conference and you are ready for NCAAs. It's going to be a gauntlet.
We can't wait to call those matches. BYU versus Colorado coming up on the 25th here in the Smith Fieldhouse. Of course, on ESPN Plus. Out of the timeout. Great pass. Knighting. Pratt back to the hot hand of Knighting. Uluave with the big dive, and then Davis is blocked. Uluave covers again. Davis connects, and Uluave was the real MVP of that play.
Uluave, the best person to watch get a ball in front of her because she gets airborne as you look there and then gets right back up quickly to run that ball down in the back and just keeping the play alive, giving a big spark to her team.
Up the cross for Knighting. Davis bumps back over. And Rickert with the kill out of the middle to keep it within 3.
Well, and I think that's the goal, and we saw that in the second set as well, as Weber State just keep it close, right? Keep it within a couple, and then at the end of a set, if you're in it, you have an opportunity.
In the red zone.
There we go.
Second kill on 12 swings for Rickert. Kemavor, 6'5" and powerful in the middle.
Well, and even with a double block, Kemavor is able to find those angles and get a kill.
Last year, Brielle Kemavor had 3 double-doubles. Tied for first in single-season rally era history for BYU. On blocks.
Yeah, those weren't digs.
No, that's incredible. 13-9, Ellie Mortensen. Oh, nearly an ace that ricocheted off of Knighting. Kemavor off of hands, too high for Tupea. 14-9, Kemavor with 8 kills on 12 swings. Excuse me, off of Munyer.
Well, and it just starts with the serve, right? You're in great position, Ellie Mortensen coming in and just putting a nice float in play.
Guess who on the dig? Little Chambers cuts it a little too tight. They think there was touch. We'll see
I don't
if we
know about that.
see this would be our first challenge of the night. Waiting until set 3. How about that?
I think Coach Olmstead isn't sure either, but she'll do it.
Yeah, she does.
I will trust my team, but I'm not sure.
I don't think there's a touch there.
Oh,
Ooh,
there was.
Pinky, left pinky of Munyer.
Don't ever not trust Claire Little Chambers.
Claire Little, I don't know. Claire Little Chambers, absolutely. So we think this will be reversed. Look at that left pinky of Munyer, number 13. Bends back, yeah, absolutely. Best replays in the biz.
Really?
Our crew. Seriously, these super slow-mos. There's a couple of cameras that are super slow. If we were outside and there were blades of grass we could see as BYU gets the point, it is reversed. We could see all kinds of things, just the pebbles of the turf or the grass or the sweat, whatever. These cameras are incredible. And our crew is awesome.
And Ellie Mortensen still serving.
15-9. Inside of the block on the D-ball from Moore. 8 kills for Rose Moore, the former setter turned oppo.
And a much needed side out for Weber State. And right here is where they've got to go to work.
Target Davis. Little Chambers. BYU pulling away here, 16-10.
And a good push from Alex Bauer. Had to use a lot of energy and strength to get that ball all the way outside to Claire Little Chambers.
There's Barbetto. We're siding out at 73%. Weber State 55. Knighting the Pratt, Munyer, tip, Uluave there. Out of the back row for Davis. This is still in play. Weber State did not chase it. I don't think they. By Kate Daly, our statistician, reminding us. Had one against USC last week in the big win. BYU's ranked win this season, and now tonight, 10 kills with 11 digs, hitting .261 and a lot of serve receive involvement there. Barbetto back to serve for BYU up 17-10, trying to close the door. Barbetto with 9 digs and 5 assists tonight. 5 assists a lot. Knighting with the tornado Serve receive as that one goes in from Rosemore. 9 kills to lead the way for Weber State for Moore. As we talked about, the former setter turned opposite. That's incredible. She can probably communicate about what she needs as a hitter in a different way than most hitters because she has been a setter. She actually set in this match, which was interesting. I always loved the variation. She was a no jump setter. Just cool customer. Just, I got you. 18-11. There's Alex Bauer. One of 2 left-handed players for BYU. Anna Blaemeyers. And did not come off of Moore how she wanted. Little Chambers way out of system. 1 blocker up. 19-11. The Cougars are cruising at the end of set 3.
Yeah, not the body position either. Claire Little Chambers somehow ekes that through, and BYU just starting to roll a little bit, feeling a little more comfortable.
Hitting 500 in the set. Off of Callahan. Kaylee Ray, senior from Chandler, Arizona, Utah State transfer. Had 13 kills in that big win against Iowa late last week.
And that was a big one for this team, I think, heading into the rest of their season. That's a bit of a turning point. They feel really good about that win.
Oh, a Big Ten win? Come on, that's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Play a little Chambers. BYU also has a Big Ten win because you forget USC's in the Big Ten. It's still taking a minute to get used to.
Well, and Claire Little Chambers has been a little bit quiet offensively, but just now, you know, she's starting to get going in that series in the front row.
Averaging 4 kills a set to 3 here. Bauer's got that "you will not hit my face"
I think that is so smart.
Well, she's on national streaming all the time. Gotta look good.
Well, and being a wing digger, you don't have any time to react, so you've got to really protect your head.
Also, she's protecting us. Let's be honest. Right over here, we can't be hit. Come on, we gotta entertain the nation, Amy. Julie Davis.
Rosemore with the same move right there. Just not much time when these hitters turn that ball down the line.
21-13. Billiter off the bench. Owen caught the air conditioning gust as Hoiberg comes back in. And then Barbero comes in first. This was built in 1951, the home of BYU volleyball. One of the most unique, awesome places to play in and watch a volleyball match in the country. Bauer to Kemavor, placed it well, 22-14. Kemavor with 9 kills.
And the balance for BYU with Little Chambers at 12, Suli Davis at 11, then Sophia Callahan and Kemavor at 9, just great balance. And then throw in Alex Bauer with 5, of course. A lot of different players getting in on the offense. 9
ties the season high for Kemavor. Knighting, Little Chambers, Davis over. Davis missed it. 22-15.
And if you're Weber State, you just come out and really try to attack from behind the service line.
Maggie Larson charged with that. 8 aces. Second on the team, .44 aces per set. Sasha Barker in there to block as well. Davis gets stuffed by Barker. 22-16, first block of the set for Weber State, 7th of the match.
And serve to play defense, there it is. Lining up so well. Weber State wants more of that.
Back-to-back errors from Davis as that one goes long, 23-16. Tenth service error for Weber State. Jeremiah Larson expressing some frustration after set 2. Hey, we got to serve the ball in. Ellie Mortensen will serve it for BYU. 4 aces. Weber State hitting 194. That's more of a indicator of how good your serve is. Did that team hit a high percentage? Could they get in system? Joust, won by Kemavor. Over the top and out. I wonder if we'll see a challenge here from Larson. He's quick to go get the green card. Going to challenge in out here. And there it is. Okay, touch will be the challenge, actually. 6-point match with 2 to go. That one floating. Look at this swing from Claire Little Chambers. This is still live. This is still live. Munyer, they read this one. Off the funnel up top. Little Chambers creates match point.
She takes swings at balls that you would think, just keep it easy. But
up top, read it. Good job by Weber State. They did not read one earlier, so that was good to keep that one alive. Match point, Barbero. More. 24-18, 10 kills for Rose Moore. First Weber State Wildcat into double figures. Ray subs in on the front row. Match point number 2. Tight. Put down by Ray. 2 in a row. 24-19.
that pressure now from Ashley Knighting behind the service line. Just keep the ball in, but keep it tough.
Wildcats, 25-15.